2024 Lionel Volume 2 catalog. Just going to do a quick overview. I'm sure everybody has seen it. I kind of wanted to do something where I didn't want to review it right away. I wanted to take a look at it, go through it, maybe see anything that I saw that was interesting, unique, or something that I should point out to anyone watching who is interested. So with that, let's get into it. We got the Lionel, we got the Polar Express stuff on the back with the train leaving. Kind of interesting, just because, I mean, honestly, there's not much Polar Express in here. You would think with seeing that there would be maybe like a few more surprise items to go with the things that they offered in Volume 1. But we can get into that as we go through. So let's dive in. So, like, again, they did show the iridescent Berkshire Polar Express. I guess there's still a chance to order these. Maybe that's why, you know, they still have the Polar Express stuff on the cover. But we'll go through. A Y6B, pretty cool because it's got a little different front going on. Noticed that right away when I saw that. I was like, oh, it's a little different. It's a little different to trying. We got the Vision GG1s, which, I mean, anyone who knows that Lionel's doing the re-releases on these things was expecting this to eventually happen. I'm sure down the road we're going to get things like the Centipede, the Evo, you know, any of the other diesels. They're going back through all the Vision lines that they offered in the past. So this wasn't, like, a surprise to see when I saw this, but what was surprising was some of the offerings. So, like, right here, they got the Conrail, which I'm sure will look really good. If you're a Conrail fan, this is definitely for you. Let's go through. So, Pennsylvania, of course, is going to probably be a ton of Pennsylvania offerings on this. What I like that I see in this catalog is that they're offering a lot of rolling stock to go with these items. The pricing's a little scary, I will say. I like that they are bringing back the aluminum passenger cars. 18-inch versus 21-inch. I have 18-inch cars and I have 21-inch cars, and honestly, I like both sizes. There's no wrong answer. They both look good. I do not have a aluminum set. I would like someday to have an aluminum set, but for right now, with these prices, $1,300 for a 4-pack. I did not check to see what these are for pre-order pricing. Hopefully, they're a little bit closer to $1,000, but that is still quite pricey. For, you know, essentially something that has lights in it. Like the Sounds car, this is quite a bit for a Sounds car, $500. Again, pre-order price might be $354 for it, but yeah, again, I did not check. I do like the fact that they have these doors midway through. I mean, they definitely have a little bit of a different look to some of these, but we will keep going. And then I will note the 4-digit addressing is in this. For the GG1s, I think for the most part they kept everything the same. Let's see. I just know that they have a lot of different offerings. I believe the pantographs still go up and down. I think they have the arcing light. They have something, I think that is new. I think it's called like snow mode or something like that, where both pantographs go up, I think. And then they both try to just collect as much electricity as possible as a train goes by, which I guess was a thing. And here again we have, let's see, are these the same? Those are 18-inch aluminum. These are 18-inch aluminum as well, the Senator pack. They do offer heavyweights as well. These heavyweight prices are starting to get a little out of hand as well, especially considering there are no people inside. It looks like there's people in the aluminum ones. I'm probably assuming Lionel did that because these aluminum cars are probably harder to open up. So they're like, you know what, let's put people in them so that way people don't have to open these things up. Again, more GG1 offerings. They have the 21-inch cars. So these are not aluminum. These are probably going to be ABS. They are longer. 21-inch cars are very nice looking. They are a lower price point. So at $1,000 for MSRP, you're probably going to be looking at like $750 at most places. I haven't looked at pricing, but you do get a longer car. There are not going to be people in these most likely. You're going to have to put them in yourself. Let's see what we got up here. I can't tell if these are two different shades of green. It looks like it based on the catalog. This looks a little lighter. This looks darker. Me personally, with Lionel, if whenever I see something like this, you should err on the side of caution. If you want a darker color, go with whatever looks darker in the catalog. That is the way to go, especially because this could be a really light green, and we know a lot of people kind of hate when Lionel does the Brunswick green. So that's something to consider. Oh, for a change of pace, on the next page, we have more GG1s. These are Penn Centrals, but they are offering cars to go with it. I do kind of like how they have the black roof, then the silver roof. So it gives a little bit of a, I mean, even in this one, it goes silver, black, and then these two are silver roof, and this is black roof. So that's kind of neat. It's probably a great looking set if you have other Penn Central items. This might be just a nice set to get to add to that. So that's another thing. Just because you might not be getting a GG1, these passenger cars and sets might go well with something else you own. So it is something to consider as well. Keeping the theme of the GG1 going, again, I'm not huge on the GG1. I have seen it in person at the Strasbourg Museum. It was amazing to see in person. Usually when I see something in person, I do tend to want to get it. But for some reason, with the GG1, it's just not something that I'm sought to get. But I do like this passenger set. I think this is pretty cool. I'm not a huge Amtrak person, but everything else that they have offered in it is pretty cool. The Northern Pacific, the Great Northern. What's this one here? Santa Fe, I believe. Oh, no, that's also No, what's it? Oh, yeah, Santa Fe. Yep, Santa Fe. So, I mean, this 2-pack and this 4-pack, that creates a cool little excursion train. So if anyone likes to create excursion trains, things like that, again, the pricing is high, but this is a really nice looking set. I really like the Northern Pacific and the Great Northern. I think those look really sharp. So again, sometimes the GG1 is not necessarily what you might be interested in. The passenger sets that are on these pages might be something that you might want to get. Wow, GG1. We keep going with the GG1s. This is a full Amtrak set. It's aluminum. Again, there are some people that are really into Amtrak. For some reason, I'm just not. That's neither here nor there. I mean, just, it's taste and preference on that. There's no right or wrong answer. But I'm just going to go through this. The American Railroads. So this is actually a really cool looking set, in my opinion. Even the way that they did the GG1 with this artwork, I mean, this is really nice. All this like pinstriping. I like that they have the bottom in black, and then they have these ladders and handrails in black as well. And this blue is definitely going to look good. This passenger set looks great. I like how they have a dome car. I like when Lionel, there's got the antennas on top. A lot of stuff going on the bottom of these cars, on these 21-inch cars that don't have the skirting. So, I mean, these will look really good because you do have all this low-hanging stuff underneath. You can get the 3 baggage cars for $900, which is, Lionel, I don't know what you're trying to do to us. Don't they know it's hard enough for us to buy food nowadays? But yeah, we got all this going on. I mean, this is a nice looking passenger set. So this is something like, this will be a collectible. Like, I bet only like a handful of people get this set. And you don't have to get the GG1 for you to want to consider getting this passenger set. I know they've made other steam engines and stuff in the past that this would go with, and any kind of excursion train. You get a nice set offering, which is cool. A lot of people that I talk to really like this GG1, the one with the old rivets on the side, the 4800. If I were to get a GG1, like if that was something that I was in the realm of getting, and I didn't already have one of these riveted sided ones, I would probably go with this one, the 4800. This set's really nice. You're getting quite a bit of stuff. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of rolling stock, and these are nice pieces of rolling stock. I believe one of these is a Sounds. These pup trailer flat cars are really nice. And I'm not sure if this is a Vision caboose. Let's see. Does it say? Don't want to take too long. Look at that. Oh, you got a hot box reefer in here too. So I mean, this is a nice set right here. I mean, it is 2,600, so it's probably pre-ordering around 2,300. But if it's got a hot box and one with sounds and then all this nice detail, it's a nice set to get. If this is the GG one you want to go with, which is kind of like the most popular one, I believe it's called the 5-stripe, or yeah, 5-stripe or 5-row or whatever it's called. I'm not a GG1 aficionado, but that's a nice set. That's a good option for someone who will definitely, if you need more Pennsylvania rolling stock as well. Let's see, more GG1s. This catalog might as well just had a GG1 on the front. I don't know why they put Polar Express on the front. Sorry, just clicking the mouse. Post-war inspired. So this is interesting. Just a throwback. GG1s are a staple in, I think, Lionel history. I think that's one of the first couple of engines that they used to make back in the day. So I can't knock them for wanting to make something like this. Not sure how many people would be going in for this, but it's nice that they're offering it. Holy GG1. So yeah, yet another GG1, and then a Lionel Lines aluminum pack. So if you didn't want to go with this traditional looking one, you want to go a little bit more modern, they have this one right here. We're just going to pass over this because hopefully we're done with GG1s. Let's see. Oh, okay, no more GG1s. But we have the world's most expensive baggage cars. So $300 for a baggage car. And if someone wants to correct me down in the comment section, I believe not too long ago these were MSRP'd at like $125 or something like that, or $150. So somehow they've doubled in price in only 4 or 5 years. But they are nice. I know baggage cars are very popular. I actually really like these ones with the circle windows. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on underneath. They have nice shape to them. They used to have an LED light down here. I don't know if they still do that. Let's see, anything over here? Really like this yellow one and silver too. This is something that would probably stand out really nice on a layout. Get a few of these. But for the price, I mean, if people that are moaning and groaning about price, usually the pricing when you consider inflation over time compared to what things used to go for, Lionel's pricing actually isn't that bad. But something like this actually is. This one I find to be, I can't understand why. And then you can get a Vision version of it for the low price of $500. Again, pre-ordering, we might be able to get them around $350, $400. I have not looked. So if you want a few sounds, something like this nowadays, depending upon how much stuff you have on your layout that makes noise and how much noise you like on your layout, this is either worth it to you or not worth it to you. Myself, I'm starting to pull away from things that just make extra noise because honestly, I don't usually use those features that much. All right, Legacy Diesels real quick, because you know me, I'm a big diesel guy. I have so many diesels in my collection, I don't think I could, have another bite. So the SD70 ACEs, always popular. The Savannah Atlanta is nice, and the Beeline service is nice. Penn Central, again, I know there's a lot of Penn Central people out there, so there you go. The Wabash, the Virginian, the Ferromax. I know the Ferromax got a lot of people's attention. Seems to be Lionel is trying to get, those rare railroads involved, which is nice to see. Great looking engine. I mean, even if you just bought one of each of these and then put them all in a consist together, I know it wouldn't make sense. That's really cool looking in terms of colors and paint schemes and things like that. SD70Ms. These are pretty nice too. I like that Susquehanna. That's pretty nice. I like the yellow and black. Anytime you see the chevron pattern on front, that's always looking good too. I will note that it seems like the 4-digit addressing is finally now making its way into everything now that the Cab 3 is coming out and being delivered. We have the C-Liner, 4-digit addressing with the Super Base option. Whole bunch of C-Liners coming in. I think they did these kind of recently. I think they did it about 4 or 5 catalogs ago, and people seem to really enjoy them. I think they had an issue with the smoke units being noisy or something like that. Which is usually not too hard of a fix, but hopefully, there aren't any issues with these when they come out. And they do have super bases, which I don't think they had in the last run. The PAs with the super base. This New Haven is really nice looking. I bet this catalog does not do this paint job service in terms of how it'll look. I would definitely, if I was getting one of these, you kind of have to throw the super base unit in there. I think getting a train that looks really nice and long like that, or an engine setup is, if it's offered, you might as well do it, right? You might as well try to get the whole thing. Prices are getting a little crazy with the diesels. 1,200, and then you're looking at another 500. You're almost looking at Vision Line Steam pricing for a set of these, which again, that's eye of the beholder as to if that's worth it to you. Something like that would not be worth it to me. One of the things that has always kept me kind of interested in pursuing someday having diesel engines is the price is generally a lot lower. But on these, they're creeping up on the steams real quick. The Nickel Plate Limited, the exciting part about this is the passenger set. So for people who are looking to get that 777 Berkshire, and I believe it says it even up here, UX for matching nickel plate limited cars for your Berks. Well, here you go. So there you go. The only thing that I would say is a little bit of a disappointment in this set for the passenger set. There's no Vista Dome cars. I would have liked to have seen maybe one, if not two, kind of like the Chessie set had one or two. I don't know if this is a prototypical passenger line that was out there back in the day. So I don't know if they're going off of any historical renditions of it, or if they just kind of came up with their own. So, but I would have liked to have seen at least one Vista Dome, if not two Vista Dome, if not partial or full, to go with this set. But it's going to be a nice looking set, especially with the Berk, and then these nickel plate road diesels look good too. They did these, I think, about 10 years ago, and they looked great. We'll do the Halloween stuff real quick. I'm not huge on buying much stuff for Halloween. Not to say I don't appreciate a good Halloween train. I usually put one together myself with what I have every year. I try to do something for every holiday, every season. It's part of the fun of the hobby. If this stuff is for you, cool. I don't knock it. If this is what you want to spend your money on, that's awesome. The custom spooky sounds, cool, very cool. Let's see, what's going on here with this? Not sure what's going on with this texturing here, what's going on with the paint scheme. It's a lot for a Halloween, passenger set, but you see what I'm talking about? Where look, they offered a Vista Dome full length, then they have these partial vistas, and this is on a Halloween set. Would have liked to have seen this on the nickel plate road passenger set. But this will be, if you want, if you go for it and get this whole set and then put it behind the triplex or something like that, it's going to look good. It'll be fun. And hopefully you're someone who runs your Halloween stuff year round for the price that you'd be paying. I know my Halloween train is usually out for about a month. That's how long I can keep it going before I'm like, you know what, it's time to put it away and then transition over to Christmas stuff. One notable thing here is the Line Chief 2.0. This is really nice, and it glows in the dark. Why they only did one thing that glows in the dark, I don't know. I don't work at Lionel. I'm going to fly through that. And then these SW1s. Seems like there is switchers in every catalog now, which I'm not complaining about. It's just it's definitely something that they are putting in just about every catalog now. And the one that stands out to me, actually two, I guess. This, I'm going to butcher this. Dubaqua, Sand and Gravel. Your Friendly Sandman. I like that a lot. That's pretty cool. You can make fun of me as much as you want for mispronouncing that. The New York Centrals always stand out to me. I always like the yellow piping and handrails. And the Western Pacific. That's kind of nice. Simple, but the Western Pacific emblem with the feather and everything's always looking good to me. We'll go with along here. SD42s, Aberdeen, Carolina, great looking. You know, if you've been collecting these since they've been coming out with the other versions, I'm surprised it is not purple, but I'm sure that this is designed after something that really exists. But that's pretty cool. I like that. Again, not a diesel guy. I'm not looking to purchase any of these things. But I do still always consider and look at what's being offered. We have Reading and Northern, the Blue Mountain Reading. That's pretty cool. I like that. And Susquehanna. Is that two things that have been Susquehanna so far? It's good to see some, new road names and things like that. Got the Sioux Line. And what is this? I do not know what that is. The VMV. Oh man, someone tell me what that is down in the comments. I have no idea what that is. VMV. All right, it looks pretty cool. Kind of looks like a sports team thing. It doesn't look like an actual railroad. It looks like it's either like a baseball team or something like that. All right, we're gonna get over to Legacy Steam. Okay, so here we go. The Y6Bs. I do like, obviously, that they have safety valve steam and whistle steam. That is cool. We're gonna slow down a little bit now because now we're into the section of the catalog where I'm semi-interested in. This is where, when I look at catalogs, this is what I would be considering. Especially a large steam, if anyone follows me or knows me. If it's a large steam, I'm interested in it. I do like that they have the two different front options. Let's see if we can get this to scroll down. This oval shape is really intriguing. I did look at these catalogs. Like I said, I wanted to go through these catalogs and look at them to see if I could find differences in things. The only difference between this one and this version that I can tell is the front. I couldn't see any other differences. Like I looked through, I tried to look back here. I'm looking at if there's different piping, anything set up different. I could not see anything. So, do I know which one of these I'm going to get yet? If I'm going to get anything at all? No. I'm leaning towards the oval firebox. My son, who I do consider his opinion on these things, prefers the rounded one. I have a Class A, so I kind of want it to look different from the Class A. So I kind of want to go with this front. That and, if I ever wanted to get this one too, I could maybe pick up another one. But like locking in getting one of these, I'm kind of leaning towards this. And on the next page, some decent offerings. The Pennsylvania one's going to look good. They did, don't hold me to this, but I think someone did a custom run of the Class A in the Pennsylvania. And the green actually came out pretty good on it. The Santa Fe is pretty simple. If you're a Santa Fe person, this would be a good ad. Again, because it has the whistle steam and the pop-off valve steam with the smokes. Like, this is a good engine to get, in my opinion. And the pre-order prices where I've been seeing them are pretty good. I think I saw $1,650, $1,700 around there, which is, for what you're getting here, is pretty good. Let's see. I think this is a 30-inch. Yeah. 30-inch, articulated steam engine with tons of detail. Absolutely tons of detail on these. What I recommend people do is if you go to like someone like Eric's Trains, who everybody pretty much at this point knows, you go to his YouTube channel. He has reviews on these. Nothing is pretty much different except for the extra smoke effect of the valve, pop-off valve. The details, though, you can see it's going to have 5 whistles now. It's going to have 5 bells. It's going to have the bi-color marker lights. I believe these have dog houses too on the tender. You get a lot of engine for. It's up there in price. It's not like it's $500 engine, but it is. To me, it's worth the investment. Another one I am considering is this Great Northern. I'm a big fan of the Great Northern, and I only have one engine of Great Northern, so it is one of those things where I'm a little torn of. Do I get another Great Northern, or do I get a proper Y6B and go from there? I'm pretty much, if I'm getting anything in this catalog, I'm only ordering one item. I really do have to go back to my rule of one engine max per catalog offering. I've kind of broken that rule a few times in the past few years, and I'm trying to go back to it. But yeah, Y6Bs, I highly endorse them, highly recommend them. If I had to, I have a feeling you're not going to see these again for a long time. They were, I think the last time they were offered was almost about 10 years ago, maybe a little sooner than that. The fact that I think they're putting the whistle steam, the safety valve steam, it's going to have 4-digit addressing. I think Lionel eventually is going to start going back through other engines that they haven't offered in like 20 years, 15 years in catalogs. I think we're not going to see this one again for probably at least 10 years, if not 10, 15 years. So this would be the time to probably get it. The mountains, these are cool. I really like these. They have some great offerings. So whistle steam, road specific details, of course the 4-digit addressing. The length for some reason seems awfully short at 21.5 inches. I can't understand why. Like, there's no way that this thing's only 21.5 inches. At least the New Haven. I could see maybe these ones with the small brass tender. I could see that being shorter. But, I mean, I have a Mohawk, and these are essentially what a Mohawk is. And that thing's 25 inches long. So I think maybe some of these are different lengths. Standouts, of course, are the Seaboard Mountain. This thing's going to look great. Things to look for, obviously, the different tenders, which side the whistle steam is on. I think that's interesting. The bell location. So, like, even right here, this bell is a little further up, closer to the smokestack. This one's a little further back. Let's see. I think they have different kind of marker lights, actually. So I think some marker lights are more of like that cylinder shape. Some are more of just like a ball shape. This one has the air pump here. And like here, if you look down the side here, it's actually just more piping. There's no air pumps on this side. So it is interesting how they are kind of really moving things around a little bit. Also, let's see, something else that I noticed. The spoked front wheels. So this one's spoked. If we come over to the Southern, this is a solid front wheel. Same thing with the New Haven. You have a solid front wheel. So again, little things. These are the reasons why I try to go through the catalog a little bit by myself before I do one of these reviews. Same thing with the New Haven. You have this water jet heater or after heater, whatever it's called, up on the front. I don't think any of the other ones have that. No, none of the other ones have that. Let's see. Just trying to remember of things that I kind of... Yeah, see back here. Now the bell's back behind this sand dome. On the Southern, the bell's all the way up in the front. So there's just like... What I do like that Lionel is starting to do this. Obviously, the New Haven has this nice long Vanderbilt tender. The brass tenders. We'll go down to the Texas and Pacific. These are honestly the only one to me that is boring, and I don't even want to call it boring because it's rare, is the Alaskan Mountain. And that's just because it's all black and it's kind of simple, but it is an interesting road, being on an Alaskan railroad. The Santa Fe, definitely nice. I'm kind of curious to see how bright silver this front comes out, though. But again, it's just all black, but you get the brass tender, which has a lot of detail to it. It's got some writing up on the front. That Seaboard just looks great. Great paint. It's got the paint colors on the cylinders too, which looks really sharp. I'm not sure if this is going to be black like this back here, or if it's going to be more of a like a graphite color. And then, like, again, just different tender options. These two seem to be kind of the same with where they have the air pumps and everything. Again, the bell, though, back here, bell up front. They got little placards in the front. There's only two with silver rods. Everyone else has the darkened rods. I mean, I think for as simple as an engine as these are, they're usually not super detailed engines. I think Lionel is making the right move in making them very specific, though, and making them all have little differences and little nuances to them. To me, that adds a lot of value. Let's see, the pricing, $1,600. I think I saw like $13.50 for these pre-order pricing, which is not bad. It is a little bit more for the brass tender. My picks on this page, the Seaboard, of course, that looks good. This New Haven, for some reason, although it's simpler in terms of paint color, this one stands out to me. I really like the way that this cab really fits nice with this tender design. It's just a very clean look. It's compared to everything else where like the tenders kind of don't look like they fit the engine that well. This one just looks clean. This is just a nice shape to it. Not sure if these are marker lights back here. If it has the marker lights, that's awesome. The one to get, New Haven, Seaboard. And I do like this Texas Pacific with the blue. I just don't know how blue it's going to be with Lionel, but this cream color is kind of nice as well. So yeah, let me know what you think if you're getting any of some of these are on your list to get. We got the Heavy Mikados, which are, to me, this is one of those things that's a little weird. They have the whistle steam and everything, 23-inch length, 054 curves. I don't understand the price on these. These, to me, should be like an MSRP of maybe $1,100 for these. I do not know why they're so much. The F19s in the last catalog, or the 2 catalogs ago, are bigger, more detailed, and everything, and they are, I believe they were starting MSRP of $1,200, and their pre-order prices was basically $1,000. This Great Northern one, I mean, that my eye goes right to this one, the Great Northern. Again, I really wish I could add this and then maybe do an NW Y6B. That would kind of check 2 things off my list, but I really have to start being more responsible with how I spend in the hobby. Especially because we got that big layout to start getting on. So anyone who's been following along, yes, I kind of stalled out on working on the layout, but we do want to get back into that. But they do have some nice offerings. They are all kind of a little dull, though. Again, Lionel did not as good a job on the mountains, but like there's some change in the bell location. They all have the same exact whistle location. I mean, here the light's a little higher. The other ones are pretty much right in the middle. The one to get for me on this is the Great Northern. If you're not into Great Northern, though, like New York Central, I mean, this fits any New York Central layout because that's pretty much how New York Centrals look. They're just pretty much just simple, all black, and New York Central or some sort of variation of that written across the back. 060s. Smaller engines, always great for most people. These have swinging bell, which is a great feature. I was actually just running my H10 yesterday, so I really do wish Lionel could figure out how to get whistle steam and a swinging bell and the smokestack steam in these little engines again, just like they could with the H10, because these things honestly are not much different in size. And you take an OK engine and you make it one of my favorites to run, which is my H10. It's on my layout all the time because it has those 3 features. Swinging bell, though, always gets people's attention. I'm really hoping the spacing on these is not this big. I'm assuming this is because, I mean, they got a lot going on here with the wire and the tether. So, oh, excuse me. So, like, I'm hoping it's not that far apart. I'm really hoping this is much closer together. But a lot of nice detail. I'm not sure if this is like old MTH tooling, but they have tethers. They have lanyards going to the whistles and the bell, which is nice. They have nice piping detail. A little lackluster on the coloring again. It's just black, 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 black. I don't see any variations. There's no variations to like locations on things. All the headlights in the same spot, whistles, bells. Nothing really moves around on this. But I think that's why the pricing's a little bit lower. $900 for one of these does seem a bit high. Again, that's probably closer to where I would expect a Heavy Mikado to be. But inflation is real. It is something that is happening. So these are still nice engines. They'll work on anybody's layout. And you can do mainline duty with these. You can do switching duty with these. And it looks good. So we have the New Haven Minuteman Freight set. Which again, because like if you're looking at a mountain, these New Havens are nice. I think this is a really nice option for an engine. And you get some nice rolling stock. I know State of Maine boxcar, like me and I think a ton of people would like to add one of these to their collection. I've always wanted one of these State of Maine. I just never picked one up. And then you have the King Cole set, which this is a nice offering. The only thing I wish Lionel would start doing, and it's kind of with the triplex, their set with the big boy superset. I really wish that they would offer one or two options with different locomotives at the front. Why they're locking into like make one with this front round boiler and then make one with that oval boiler. I mean, if they made one with the oval boiler, I would probably be considering the set more heavily. But because I'd have to give up that oval boiler and go with a more standard round one, I don't know if I want this set now. I don't know if it's worth it to me. I'm also not a 3-bay hopper kind of guy. I like 2-bay hoppers. Is this a nice set? Yes. Does it give you a lot of value? I haven't done the math, but I'm assuming so. I mean, it's a lot of rolling stock, and at Lionel's current rolling stock prices, excuse me, this might be a good way to go for some people. And the box, I'm sure, will look pretty cool. It's a nice set. I think I've seen pre-order prices around like $2,600 or $2,500, which again that's pretty good. I think that's not too bad for something like this. I think a lot of people are going to be considering this set. Again, Lionel, if anyone at Lionel sees my stuff, I doubt it. Start offering these sets with one or two variations of the main engine, or make this part, the back part, kind of like they did with the New York Pacemaker set. Don't include the engine. Just make all the rolling stock a superset add-on, and you let the person pick the engine that they want to go with it. Cabin cars, or I'm just gonna call it caboose because I don't know what the difference is. I don't know what a cabin car is versus a caboose. So I'm sure this goes at the end of the train and probably has all the same things. If somebody knows what the difference is, you let me know down in the comments. But I don't know the difference. I'm a LI boy, so always nice to see Long Island. The unfortunate thing about Long Island rolling stock is it's always got this hideous orange. And yes, I said that. It is a terrible shade of orange. But it's always nice to see that it's not like a Train World exclusive to get a Long Island anything. So it's nice to see that Lionel's doing it. It's interesting that they're doing it. I wonder if they're seeing sales kind of go that way from Train World or somewhere like that. The Buy War Bonds is nice as well. Conrail to go with that GG1. And yeah, more cabin cars. And look, yet another Long Island. This one's not as bad. Like, this is something I would consider. I don't think the orange is as heinous on this one. And it's mostly gray. And I've always liked this LIRR, this old school emblem. I do kind of like that. That is not that bad. Box cars. Don't want to talk too much on the price, but I mean, $100 for a box car. Hopefully these things are pre-ordering much cheaper. I feel like rolling stock is one of those things where the aftermarket right now and train shows and things like that are where most people are finding their rolling stock nowadays. Hopefully that doesn't inflate the prices in the used market, but thankfully you can still get a lot of good stuff in the used market. I like, this is nice. I like the Seaboard. Like, I would love to get one of these, but at what could the pre-order price really on this be? $80? $80 is still a lot for one piece of rolling stock, in my opinion. Flat cars. One of these glows in the dark. I'm assuming that's this one right here. The heavy-duty flat car says it glows in the dark. These are obviously a little bit more modern for my taste. The gallon tank cars, these are nice. I have a few of these. The only thing that I noticed on these, they don't have like the walk around handles on this that some other ones have. But they're nice, and this one's pretty cool with the liquid load inside. That would be fun to have. Doesn't work with me and what I'm doing on my layout, but I do hope to see this on someone's layout, and hopefully people share it on YouTube or Instagram or something like that. Hotbox reefers, I did pass on the last go around on these. They did, of course, they just had to put something in there that I had to really heavily consider. That'd be this Great Northern one. I kind of want to see how the first run of these come out before committing to one of these. But if I do get one, it's probably going to be this Great Northern. It's really nice. These two trailer ones are nice as well. The Army ones, these would probably look great with my Army train. But right now, I just don't know. I think right now I'm holding off on buying any new rolling stock. But these are really nice. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about all the coughing today. But I am trying to do this all in one shot, and I am not editing this video because I don't have time for that. I'm going to be honest with you, and I just wanted to get this out and give people some of my opinions on this stuff. So these ribbed boxcars, which are interesting because I think they're specific only to the Milwaukee Road, they look good. The only problem is you have to want it in the Milwaukee Road. I'm wondering to see if eventually Lionel just says, F it, and they offer these in other roads. But, I don't know. They are a little less expensive, though, which is interesting. So now they've gone down to $80. Maybe to try to get people into buying them. But I do like them. I think they definitely look different. It's nice to see a different offering. But you're got to get Milwaukee Road. AC2s. The Atlantic Coastline. I mean, these all look good. I don't have anything like this. Let's see, $85 MSRP. The Great Northern one, that one really stands out to me. But yeah, if this is something that you're into, they're offering them. I don't know. Easy conversion to scale couplers. I mean, I believe these work well for the transition area, whether it's steam or diesel. So, I mean, that's a nice option to have. 4-bay covered hoppers. I'm just going to go quick over these because, again, it's too modern for anything that I'm interested in, but it's nice to see the graffiti stuff being offered still with the rust. 3-bay hoppers with peaked ends. Again, I'm not big into the 3-bay hoppers for some reason. I'm more of a 2-bay. I'm not sure why that is. I think maybe just visually, I just like the way it looks. More cars that aren't as big in a long line to me just look a little bit more visually pleasing. And then we got Lionel doing some interesting stuff here. Coal loads are separate from the actual coal hoppers. They are an additional thing you have to purchase. I'm assuming this is because it's different tooling from a different company. Which is funny, though, because they show a 2-bay hopper instead of a 3-bay hopper with this stuff. And so they have it for 4-bay, 3-bay, and 2-bay hopper coal load packs. Which, honestly, I don't know how much it costs to make your own coal load, but I'm sure it's probably close to the price of just buying one of these, 6 packs. Probably even a little bit more. But it's probably going to be... I can't tell how defined this looks. I don't know if it's going to look like too plasticky or not, but it's interesting to see how it's going. Traditional, though, I'm not going to really get into. The only thing I did want to talk about is, yes, these Hudsons, which they're nice. Lionel, where they missed. They look good. The price is a touch high. It wouldn't be high if they had just put whistle steam in it. Why Lionel, who has done whistle steam in Lion Masters in the past, refuses to put whistle steam? Again, they believe that this stuff's supposed to trickle down. why they couldn't just put it in this. And look, it would have been a nice spot right in the back. This would have been a great... I would have considered getting one of these had it had whistle steam. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry about all the coughing right now, but apparently my throat is a little dried out. But the pacemaker, look, if you know me, I have an L2A pacemaker in the red. I love it. I have a Niagara, which is in this kind of color scheme. It looks great. And then also just the New York Central Lines style. That looks good as well. I think this is a really nice engine for people who are into Lion Master stuff. Even if you're not into Lion Master stuff, this is probably a really nice engine. Again, Lionel, just put whistle steam in this. Yeah, that's where I see a swing and a miss, especially for $800. I could see, I don't know. I mean, you're pretty much talking a legacy engine without a key legacy feature. But that's all I'm going to speak on that. So let's go through. I don't think I'm going to talk about this much. The one thing I wanted to say is you don't see any more of the Polar Express stuff. And this is interesting too. Lionel offers custom run opportunities for train enthusiasts everywhere. So if you want to get your YouTube channels, own personalized engine made, and you don't want to have to go through a dealer, you can do it yourself now for the low 100-piece starting price. So you buy 100 Berkshires, and then you can slap whatever design you want on them. So just keep that in mind. That's a pretty neat feature. So with that, I think we're just going to go right back to... And if you're still here, thank you for sticking along through all this. Wait, we got the whole pile of GG1s that we need to avoid. So over to the Y6Bs. This is probably where eventually I'm going to settle on. I just don't know where I'm going to settle on them. But yeah, overall this catalog was okay. It was so GG1 heavy. I don't know why they didn't just put a GG1 or 9 of them on the front cover instead of the Polar Express. Makes no sense to me. But let me know what you think. What are you guys looking to get? What do you guys think on some of these prices, the offerings? Again, I think things like the Y6B and stuff like that, those are great prices. I actually think they're great prices. But other things don't make sense to me. Why is the Heavy Mikado $1,400? And you might as well just get a Y6B if you can fit it. Even if you can't fit it and you've always wanted one, just get it. But yeah, I know Volume 1 2025 is probably going to be a loaded catalog. So if you're not getting anything in this catalog because you're interested to see what's in the next catalog, I completely understand. That might be the way to go too. I have a feeling they're going to have that book have so much stuff in it. Between Vision Line stuff, Hudson's, and all this stuff, it's going to be crazy. And yeah, and then we all have other pre-orders from the previous catalogs. So yep, let me know what you think down in the comments. Give this a like, give us a subscribe, and if you haven't, and hopefully we'll catch you on the next one. And good luck figuring out your pre-orders. All right.